In a power showdown between Victor and Jack, Phyllis gains temporary leverage. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Phyllis Summers is very flexible. She is using enormous leverage against the same Genoa City, Wisconsin, power players that Kane Ashby targeted with an additional addition, forcing her to adapt. Phyllis has made it clear that she wants to overthrow Victor Newman, played by Eric Braeden. She will always have a fondness for his oldest son, Nick Newman, because of the daughter they share. Despite Jack Abbott's remarriage to one of her many rivals, Diane Jenkins Abbott Phyllis also favors him. The one addition to Phyllis' list of targets is the man who formerly hid behind a moniker, Aristotle Dumas. Kane believes she stole his greatly feared artificial intelligence tool and is set on proving it. The excesses of Kane Ashby cost him a lot. Kane could have reconciled with Lily Winters years ago rather than attempting to rule the world from his south of France chateau. Tristan Rogers' Colin Atkinson, his late father, cannot be blamed. Flynn's character is a grown man who has been a father for a few decades. Kane's overreach since last summer is the reason why he is in a bad personal and business situation now, just as it is true that he was primarily responsible for the end of his second marriage to Lily and the decision to flee GC in search of Colin in 2019. The fact that you informed Lily that the AI tool was taken is a sign of progress. When he agreed to give her that weapon, he started his effort at redemption. So, at least he didn't hide the theft from her. Nonetheless, assuming reconciliation occurs, their path will likely be bumpy. It was wise to contact Billy Abbott. In recent months, Billy was solely responsible for Jack and Billy's disagreements. Jack open-heartedly agreed to fully fund Abbott Communications, and then his younger brother turned the not-yet-launched company over to his girlfriend, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. However, as time went on, the threats that Kane and, more importantly, Victor posed surfaced. Victor, on the other hand, is a concern because Jack is of the opinion that Phyllis is working with the Moustache and has stolen the AI program. So, Jack's reaching out to Billy not only affirms their bond as brothers but also offers a chance to reach Phyllis because Bergman's character feels he can't. Phyllis Summers is the Phoenix. Phyllis tagged herself with a nickname upon her return to GC when Stafford rejoined the cast and replaced Gina Tognoni, Phyllis. The Grand Phoenix Hotel became Phyllis' comeback vehicle. But the respectability she sought collapsed when that venture met repeated bad luck. Phyllis sold it, with the proceeds seemingly not securing her future. As a result, the desire to work together with Kane in France. No one ought to think that Phyllis is out of the picture or that she won't hurt Victor, which seems to be her intention. Rather than trading him the AI program for the chance to head Jabot, it feels like Phyllis is setting Victor up. If that is the case, viewers will keep watching. Everything related to The Young and the Restless can be found on this website, which is a leading resource. News and spoilers for Y&R will be posted here frequently. Mitch and Sienna relocate to Genoa City. According to The Young and the Restless spoilers, Mitch Bacall, portrayed by Roger Howarth, and Sienna Bacall, portrayed by Tamara Braun, will travel to Genoa City around the time Noah Newman, portrayed by Lucas Adams, returns home. Why have these two decided to come to Genoa City and how long are they staying? Mitch Bacall is really Matt Clark. Sharon Newman has revealed that Mitch is really Matt Clark, a huge issue in Sharon and Nick's lives. Mitch continued to afflict them by raping Sharon, beating Nick, raping Sharon's best friend, and raping Sharon. Nick is arrested for attempting to kill Matt after he is shot. Victor, however, reveals that Nick was shot by one of Matt's victims, and Nick is cleared. Matt later had plastic surgery and resurfaced years later. Nick was set up as a drug dealer. Under an alias, Matt tries to rape Sharon once more. The police attempt to pursue him, but someone apparently falls off a cliff, injuring themselves fatally. Matt tries to frame Nick for murder once again. Mitch Bacall and Noah Newman have been working together. At the very least, Noah has been working with Mitch Bacall for 3 months. Mitch was a foe of Noah's parents, but Noah had no idea. This, on the other hand, would provide Noah with an excuse to be chased off the road as yet another strategy for going after Sharon and Nick. Did Mitch and Matt select Noah with the intention of re-attacking Nick and Sharon? Because Mitch is from Genoa City, he might have come back to town with his wife. On the other hand, It would appear that Matt has changed and is now attempting to protect Noah from harm. Could Matt have turned over a new leaf and become a good guy in the end? Matt Clark still doesn't have Sharon Newman's trust. There has to be more to this story because Sharon clearly does not have faith in Matt. What kind of secrets may Nick and Sharon uncover regarding this guy? Could Mitch and Sienna be in town for a trial or something related to other Newman issues because this criminal case would not be moved to Genoa City for any reason? Is Matt returning to Genoa City with the intention of causing trouble, or is there another reason he is there? Will Mitch and Sienna stay in Genoa City or will they leave town ending up back in LA or possibly even London? When all of this is over, will Noah be alright, or will he end up in a mess with Matt and Sienna? For all things Y&R, come here. Check back often for all the Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. The unfolding drama in The Young and the Restless reveals one of the most complex and multi-layered storylines in recent Genoa City history. Phyllis Summers is at the center of it all. She has a reputation for being tough, clever, and able to survive. This has made her both a hero and a villain, depending on where you stand. Phyllis is not just reacting to the chaos around her at this point in the story, rather, she is orchestrating it. With her alliances shifting, her motives clouded, and her rivals circling, she emerges as both a strategist and a survivor. With its intertwined arcs involving Victor Newman, Jack Abbott, Kane Ashby, and, later, the enigmatic Mitch and Sienna Bacall, this storyline delves deeper into issues of retribution, loyalty, and vengeance. What happens when desperateness meets ambition? When everyone's secrets are used as weapons, what does power mean? And how does Phyllis, who has already lost nearly everything, use her pain to her advantage once more? Phyllis Summers, the designer of order and chaos. Michelle Stafford's Phyllis Summers has always been a woman who thrives in chaos. She is an example of adaptability as a means of survival, from her earliest schemes to her later reinventions. The failure of Kane Ashby's hostile takeover plan, which had promised them both unimaginable power, is the source of her current leverage. However, Phyllis was not destroyed by Kane's failure, rather, it gave her time to regroup and reevaluate. Her targets this time, Victor Newman and Jack Abbott, are not new enemies. They represent two sides of her complicated moral compass. Victor, Genoa City's ruthless mogul, is the epitome of control, while Jack, always the sentimental businessman, reflects Phyllis's own struggles with loyalty and self-sabotage. Victor is Victor. Jack is Jack. She has adored both of their worlds, Victor's empire through Nick Newman and Jabbo's legacy through her extensive relationship with Jack. Nonetheless, Phyllis no longer desires to be a part of either. She wants to control her future. Her newfound leverage is actually intelligence, literally, not brute force. Her weapon is the AI tool that she used to hide behind the alias Aristotle Dumas. Whether she truly stole it or simply exploited the opportunity remains unclear, but in classic Phyllis fashion, perception is her true power. She sees information as money, and she is making a profit from it. The decline of Kane Ashby's Grace. Kane Ashby, played by Billy Flynn, was once an ambitious, conflicted character who is now a cautionary tale. His descent began not in his dealings with Phyllis or Victor but in his own inability to balance ambition with accountability. By isolating himself in France, pursuing grandiose schemes, and evading emotional responsibility, Kane mirrors many of Genoa City's fallen heroes who sought redemption through dominance. His use of artificial intelligence to gain power is a symbol of the modern era of control without conscience, manipulation. However, the theft of such technology also proves to be his downfall. When the tool is lost, or possibly stolen by Phyllis, it forces him to confront what is truly lost, not power, but purpose. A glimmer of redemption can be seen in Kane's confession to Lily Winters. Admitting the theft is more than a moral gesture, it's the first step toward reclaiming humanity. This act reflects the deeper theme of The Young and the Restless, which is that even characters with the worst morals want forgiveness but few know how to get it. Their path to reconciliation is not clear. Victor, Jack, and Phyllis make up the power trio. Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman's decades-long conflict over business and personal issues is legendary. The introduction of AI, a tool that is symbolic of control and foresight, raises the stakes in this particular arc. For Victor, it's another means to dominate. It is an opportunity for Jack to safeguard his legacy from technological and emotional decline. Additionally, it serves as a bargaining chip for Phyllis, enabling her to transform her perceived weakness into a strategic advantage. Phyllis is seen by Victor as a disposable pawn. He underestimates her because he sees her emotions as liabilities. Phyllis, on the other hand, employs those feelings as weapons. She is aware that Victor's blind spot is his ego. She wins, even temporarily, if she can change his perception and convince him that she holds the key to something he cannot control. On the other hand, Jack is split. He is vulnerable because he is loyal to his family and has a soft spot for Phyllis. Though married to Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, Jack's connection to Phyllis is deeper than romantic, it's existential. Both of them have been broken and reborn numerous times, frequently at the expense of one another. Jack makes an emotional rather than a business move when he contacts Billy Abbott, his brother. Jack's rational side and his unresolved feelings for Phyllis are connected through Billy. Phyllis Summers, the Phoenix rises again. More than just a name, the Grand Phoenix is a metaphor. Phyllis branded herself with that title when she returned to Genoa City after a string of personal and financial setbacks. It represented her belief in rebirth, her ability to rise from the ashes of every betrayal and mistake. However, the symbolism was dualistic. The phoenix also burns everything around it before taking flight. Her empire, which included the Grand Phoenix Hotel, fell apart as a result of unfavorable partnerships and bad luck. It represented both a defeat and an opportunity for rebirth when it was sold. When she joined forces with Kane in France, it wasn't just business, it was rebellion. She was tired of being underestimated, tired of cleaning up the messes of men who thought they owned the world. Now, with the AI controversy reigniting corporate warfare, Phyllis is poised once more to redefine her power. Whether she's genuinely seeking justice against Victor or merely playing another long game is unclear. But one thing remains constant: she thrives when everyone else underestimates her. Victor Newman, the immovable force. Victor Newman's strength has always been his ability to command fear and loyalty in equal measure. He has loomed large over Genoa City's power structure for decades. However, in this chapter, his usual dominance is challenged by a brand new threat that is digital, improbable, and emotionally motivated. The AI program is a tool he doesn't fully comprehend but longs to control, and it represents the change in generational power. Victor's feud with Phyllis isn't just about technology, it's personal. She challenges his worldview. Phyllis sees control as confinement, whereas Victor sees order in it. Her defiance isn't just rebellion, it's a declaration that no one, not even Victor, can dictate her destiny. This conflict is an example of a larger theme in The Young and the Restless, which is the conflict between tradition and change, between old empires and new minds. The fragile brotherhood, Jack Abbott's renewed collaboration with Billy signals both familial healing and strategic foresight. Their relationship has been riddled with betrayal, rivalry, and misunderstanding. Billy's impulsive decision to hand over Abbott Communications to Sally Spectra almost fractured their bond beyond repair. Yet, as external threats emerge, Kane's AI scheme, Victor's ambition, and Phyllis's unpredictable moves, Jack realizes the importance of unity. Jack's conscience is represented by Billy, despite his flaws. Together, they face not just corporate competitors but emotional ghosts. Jack's attempt to communicate with Billy also serves as an indirect means of communicating with Phyllis, a subtle reminder that power and empathy still have a place in Genoa City's battlefield. New blood, old ghosts. Mitch and Sienna Bacall's arrival. Mitch and Sienna Bacall, Roger Howarth and Tamara Braun, join the fray as the drama involving Phyllis, Victor, and Jack gets worse. They arrive at the same time that Noah Newman comes back, which shows that the past is alive and growing. Mitch's secret identity as Matt Clark adds another layer of danger and intrigue to the Newman family saga. Matt Clark's history with Sharon and Nick Newman is one of violence, manipulation, and obsession. The Newman circle is shocked when he reappears under the alias Mitch Bacall. The question is, has he truly changed, or is this another mask in a long line of deceptions? His wife, Sienna, remains a mystery. Her intentions are murky. Does she really know who Mitch is? Or is she just a part of his redemption story? Together, they bring a psychological complexity that mirrors the AI storyline: identity, transformation, and the blurring of truth and illusion. Noah Newman's dangerous alliance. The generational irony of Noah's involvement with Mitch Bacall is evident. The son of Nick and Sharon unknowingly befriends the very man who once sought to destroy his family. This connection is both tragic and poetic. It could be genuine or manipulative for Mitch to mentor Noah, but either way, it reopens old wounds. It's possible that Noah's near-death experience, being chased off the road, was not random. If Mitch orchestrated it, it would be a chilling echo of his past crimes. If he didn't, it raises a more compelling possibility: that Mitch is genuinely trying to protect Noah from a larger threat. Once more, redemption emerges as the central theme. Can a man with such a dark past truly change, or are his sins too deep to erase? Sharon Newman's unhealed wounds. For Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, Mitch's return is a psychological earthquake. The trauma of Matt Clark's assaults and manipulation left scars that never fully healed. Sharon is forced to confront her past once more when she witnesses him return under a new identity and in close proximity to her son. Her distrust is warranted, but it also highlights Sharon's strength. She's no longer the victim she once was. She's a survivor who's learned from every betrayal. Her confrontation with Mitch Matt could mark a turning point not just for her but for her entire family's emotional closure. The unpredictable duo, Mitch and Sienna's purpose in Genoa City. The Bacall's presence in Genoa City blurs the line between redemption and revenge. Perhaps they've returned for justice, a trial, unfinished business, or an opportunity to expose Victor and others tied to their pasts. Or perhaps, as many suspect, they are catalysts for new chaos, stirring old rivalries into fresh flames. If Mitch truly seeks redemption, then his alliance with Noah might be genuine. But if this is another manipulation, then Sienna's role becomes pivotal. She may be his anchor to humanity or his accomplice in destruction. Thematic parallels: power, identity, and redemption. Thematic layering in this script makes it rich. Phyllis's struggle for leverage mirrors Mitch's fight for legitimacy. Both are survivors navigating worlds that refuse to forgive and have tainted reputations. The AI program becomes more than just a plot device. It also represents humanity's constant effort to circumvent its own weaknesses. Artificial intelligence, like power, reveals more about the person who wields it than the tool itself. Victor's empire represents the old guard: control, secrecy, dominance. Phyllis embodies rebellion, innovation, and defiance. Mitch represents the haunting persistence of the past. Together, these storylines create a mosaic of generational conflict, where every character must confront the ghosts they created. Conclusion: The Rising Storm. The Young and the Restless continues to prove why it remains one of television's most compelling dramas. This arc captures everything that makes Genoa City a mirror of human ambition, love, betrayal, reinvention, and the eternal hunger for power. Phyllis's temporary leverage may soon fade, but her impact will not. Whether she truly brings Victor down or is merely playing another dangerous game, she remains the series' wild card, the woman who can't be contained, only anticipated. The arrival of Mitch and Sienna, on the other hand, guarantees that the past will not lie dormant. As old sins resurface and new alliances form, Genoa City stands on the brink of another era of upheaval. The question isn't who will win, but who will survive.